Hello. Have you ever heard of fan fiction? Well, there is a Stray Kids category, and you are in for a real treat. This story is called Nerdy Love. Now as my memory goes, Han is Jisung, and Lee No is Minho. For once again, hell no, I didn't write this. A little smile dances on Jisung's lips as seeing his tiny bed filled with pillows and a navy blue blanket. There is his laptop with a horror film waiting for him, various snacks, and his favorite plushie that he brought from home. Jisung feels the excitement rushing through his veins when someone knocks on his dorm door. He clears his throat and pulls himself together, attempting to conceal his eagerness. When he swings the door open, he sees Minho's face breaking into a wide grin. He is so beautiful, his beauty leaves Jisung breathless. Hey, Minho greets, stepping into Jisung's dorm and dropping his bag to the floor. Hi. Jisung replies, his bunched-up cheeks rosy and warm. He wants to cup Minho's cheeks and kiss him right away, but he puts his hands behind his back and fidgets with his fingers secretly. He waits for Minho to take his jacket off, his gloves and scarf too. Minho wears a little smile, one that Jisung has come to know so well in the past months, and then he cups Jisung's chubby cheeks and thumbs the roundness of them. Hey, Minho repeats, his voice lower and softer. With tentative hands, Jisung clutches Minho's sweater. Hi. He feels so silly, extremely dumb. Jisung has turned into a luster fool since he met Minho and started falling for him, and he isn't the slightest ashamed of that. You look pretty today, Minho compliments, brushing black hair out of Jisung's forehead and planting a brief kiss there. Jisung wants him to kiss his lips. Thank you, he says. Jisung wonders what about him looks pretty today because he is just wearing sweatpants and one of his fluffiest sweaters. They are still in the foyer. Minho is holding Jisung's face with one of his hands, his other hand caressing Jisung's hair, and the younger man is holding Minho's waist. Did you have a good day? Minho asks, kissing the tip of Jisung's nose. Yeah. Jisung looks at Minho's mouth and then gazes up to meet his boyfriend's eyes. He spots the naughty glint pulling in those pretty eyes. I had just one lecture. I spent the rest of my day working on some assignments and he trails off. Minho arches one of his eyebrows, and Jisung flushes scarlet, and the tips of his ears are warm. I thought about you, too. Minho giggles, gently and lovingly. He wears this tender gaze that makes Jisung blush. His heart shakes and he thinks about whining and burying his face into Minho's neck. But Minho cups his cheeks with both hands and glances at his mouth. So cheesy. Jisung-ji, he says and then leans forward to connect their lips in a sweet kiss. Jisung isn't an expert when it comes to kissing. He likes to think that his kisses are good enough to keep Minho with him. But he knows that Minho has kissed other guys that surely are better than him. However, Minho kisses him with a loving force. He is gentle with Jisung, pecking his lips a few times after their kiss, and caressing his nape and cheeks. Cute, Minho murmurs and pecks Jisung's lips one last time. He peels himself off Jisung, waffles his hair and picks his bag up from the floor to head to Jisung's tiny bedroom. Jisung pouts at the loss of warmth but follows Minho's steps. Have you already chosen the film? Yep, Jisung replies. Do you want to take a shower? He asks, knowing that Minho was in the studio before coming to his dorm to have their usual movie night. Minho shakes his hand. You don't have to worry about my smelly feet. I took a shower in the studio. Jisung giggles while getting comfortable on his bed. But I'm gonna change. I brought my pajamas. Jisung smiles and nods. Minho takes his pajamas out of his bag and waddles to the bathroom. A loving smile blooms on Jisung's face. He knows that his lower lip and the excitement of spending time with Minho comes back in the shape of strong waves that leave him grinning and flushing. Their relationship is quite new, to be honest. They met around 5 months ago thanks to Changbin, who introduced the two of them. Minho is Changbin's roommate and Jisung is Changbin's classmate. Even if Jisung is a different guy, it isn't too hard to get along with Minho since the two of them have lots of tastes in common. Films, food, and humor. Changbin was one of the most important pieces that helped Jisung to get to know Minho better. He was the one who picked on Jisung's interest and did everything he could to get them in the same room. Changbin not only helped them to get to know each other better, but he was also the one that encouraged Jisung to confess his feelings to Minho. It was difficult, a task of many, Many, many weeks between some incidents and confrontations. But in the end, it succeeded, and now Jisung gets to kiss his boyfriend whenever he wants to. Jisung remembers the nervousness he felt before confessing to Minho. He couldn't stop stammering and his cheeks were angry red. He thought he was going to cry at the end of his confession. But Minho's happy eyes and reassuring words made the sun appear on that stormy day. It's been a month since they started dating and Jisung feels on cloud nine. He is too weak in front of the name of love. He likes Minho too much. It's his first official relationship and the first time he feels such feelings towards someone. So he is naturally scared and inexperienced. But Minho has never made him feel inferior or insecure. It doesn't mean that Jisung doesn't have insecurities. He has a lot of them, but Minho is always there to fade them away. Minho comes back with his cute pajamas and a cute smile on his face. "I'm ready," he says, turning off the lights and snuggling next to Jisung. Jisung can't stop looking at him. "Come on, baby. Press the play button, baby." Butterflies flutter their wings in Jisung's tummy and a blush spreads across the apples of his cheeks. Minho doesn't usually call him by pet names, but Jisung's heart stutters when Minho does it. It sounds so sweet coming from his mouth. Okay, Jisung replies, trying not to make a big deal out of the pet name, and presses the play button. Minho rests his head on Jisung's chest, and the younger one kisses him on the crown of his head. Everything is so domestic and tender. Jisung loves every second with Minho. The tiredness wraps around Jisung's bones and doesn't go away on Thursday. He spent the night studying for an important quiz, drinking coffee like a maniac to the point that his hands are shaking now. He leaves the classroom with his eyes stinging. His phone chimes on his way to the cafeteria and the name of his boyfriend makes him smile for the first time. "Minho, want to meet up for lunch? I made a lot of gimbap last night. You could come to have lunch with me and help me to eat them." Jisung giggles. He accepts the offer and Minho immediately texts him back, telling him to meet him in the dance studio. Before making his way to the studio, Jisung buys 2 cans of soda and jogs towards the studio. He is too excited. With cheeks looking rosy and eyes glimmering under the winter gray clouds, he rushes into the dance studio and finds Minho fumbling with his shoelaces on the floor. Minho's face lights up when he looks at Jisung, the corners of his mouth curling up into a loving smile. "Hey," Minho greets and plants a kiss on Jisung's cheek. "Thank you," he says when Jisung hands him one of the sodas. "Looks tasty," Jisung whispers once Minho opens the lid of his lunchbox. The weariness keeps clinging to his bones and Jisung isn't so talkative today. But he doesn't care at all. Minho seems to sense his fatigue and does all the talking, keeping his voice soft and low. He kisses Jisung's cheeks, feeds him and scratches his chin as if he was a kitten. "You look beautiful today," Minho says once they have finished their lunch. He has to go back to practicing his routine and Jisung wants to go to his dorm and sleep. Jisung smiles and rolls his eyes. He is pretty sure that he isn't looking good right now, wearing one of his biggest sweaters, disheveled hair, and dark marks under his eyes. "Shut up," he replies. Jisung gnaws at his lower lip, glancing at Minho's mouth, and smiles like an idiot before pecking Minho's lips. Minho grins. "Text me when you get home." "All right." Jisung nods and distances from Minho, yet his boyfriend clenches his fist on his sweater and brings him closer to kiss him on the mouth. Jisung is surprised for a long second, but then he relaxes and kisses Minho back. Sweet and brief. "See you," Minho says and squishes one of his cheeks with his fingers. Jisung feels warmth spilling all over his chest and wrapping around his heart. Jisung's roommate is a guy with freckled cheeks and a strong accent. His name is Felix, a dance major just like Minho, and he is a great roommate and friend so far. Jisung likes him. The slim boy makes Jisung feel comfortable. While Jisung is gawky, Felix is friendly. While one of them has to make a lot of effort to make small conversations or friends, the other is easily approachable and doesn't have a hard time making friends. Felix has apparently gotten used to Jisung's personality. Gauche, sometimes too quiet or too boisterous, with a social battery that drains quickly. He knows when Jisung needs space and prefers being alone rather than hanging out. Felix is a good friend, and Jisung is happy to know that the two of them were paired up together to share a dorm. There is someone else with a personality similar to Felix's. Chan. He is all bright smiles, cute dimples, warm hugs, and contagious laughter. The two of them are perfect for each other. They are the outgoing and lovely couple that everyone loves. Jisung got to know Chan through a joint project for his music production class. He had to work with one of the seniors and both were paired up together. It is impossible not to admire Chan in the way Jisung does it. The guy is incredible in all the aspects you could imagine. Professionally, personally, and physically. He is even emotionally and mentally strong. Sometimes, a pang of jealousy pulls in the pit of Jisung's stomach when he looks at Chan and Felix together. He isn't attracted to any of them, of course not. He is very much in love with Minho. But he would love to be like Chan for Minho. Strong, clever, affable, and affectionate in front of people. Minho's giggles take Jisung out of his thoughts. They are at the bowling center with Felix and Chan, playing, laughing, and munching on pizza. It's a kind of double date that Felix organized. Jisung was thrilled at first, but now he just feels a bit tired and sad because of the jealousy embracing his heart. He shouldn't feel like that. Minho likes him for the way he is, right? But watching Chan guffawing at Felix for his terrible score, cupping his boyfriend's freckled cheeks and kissing his pouty lips, makes Jisung's stomach twist again. He glances at Minho, who is looking at his friends with a fond expression on his face and a little smile dancing on his lips. Jisung is sure that Minho would like to have that, a public display of affection, kisses on his lips, strong arms wrapping around his waist and lifting him from the floor. Jisung looks down at his fidgeting fingers. He can't imagine himself doing that. The embarrassment wouldn't let him kiss Minho in front of people. The slim figure wouldn't let him lift Minho and twirl him. Jisung-ji. Minho's low voice shakes him out of his thoughts. Jisung looks up, his cheeks feeling warm. Are you okay? Minho tilts his head. Jisung pushes down his insecurities and forces a little smile at his boyfriend. It's dumb. His insecurities are silly, right? Minho is dating him because he likes him the way he is. He doesn't need to change anything or wish to be another person. He only needs to be Jisung. That's the one that made Minho like him. Yay, yay. He replies and presses his lips into a thin line. Sorry, I was thinking about the anime we're watching. Oh. Minho's face lights up instantly. You didn't finish the last episode without me, right? I told you to wait till next Friday. He giggles and pecks Minho's pouty lips, catching him off guard. The warmth crawls up to the tips of his ears. Minho looks elated. I didn't finish the episode, don't worry. Great, darling. Jisung loves when Minho calls him by pet names. The soft chattering of Changbin and Chan is the perfect excuse for Jisung to not continue working on his assignment. He can't keep working on this essay when his brain has already melted. All he wants is kisses on his cheeks and cuddles from one special boy with cat-like eyes and a pretty smile. He can't have that at the moment because Minho is in one of his lectures. So all he can do is take a quick picture of himself pouting and send it to his boyfriend. Now that the story is over, why don't you subscribe? Snoopdy Dawg out.